Guys, Deluded Guna, YouTube's and Golo Kante. Friday means Q&A day, folks. I've just come out of the shower, had a chance to freshen myself up. Let's get straight into it. Thank you for the questions. Papers creased in that. But yeah, man, let's crack on, man. Thank you very much, man. There's a lot of questions. So yeah, let's get through them. First question we've got DNM9 asks, talk about Zaha and if Arsenal should sign him. I love him as a player. Well, I'm a big fan of Zaha too. I like how he plays, but I'm probably looking at a bit more higher caliber targets before I look at Zaha, to be honest with you. He's improving his end product. It still needs to come a long way, especially if we're looking at a prospect, someone that can replace Alexis Sanchez. His output doesn't fill me with any confidence, but he is a winger I like. He's dynamic, he's direct, he likes to get chalk on his boots. What I mean by that is he likes to take his man on and embarrass them. He's been making the difference for Palace. They're fighting relegation, so they're going to need him to stand up and be counted to have any chance of staying in the Premier League. So we'll see how that develops. But I like him as a player, man. Second question, Igal Ibrahim asks is, do you see Chambers and Holding starting in the first team together at centre-back in the near future? Maybe if we don't sign a centre-back. Well, it's a possibility. I mean, they're both very young players. They're both on and off the pitch. You can see they've got a good understanding of each other. I mean, naturally, you'd want that to happen. You'd want two of our young players to blossom into a great partnership. If it's free at the back, incorporate Bielik in there, and etc. Long term, of course, that's what we're all hoping for. If they can develop and become the players we believe they can be. But after the Liverpool game and a couple other games, do you really want to throw in all these kids? On one hand, yeah, it would be nice to start two kids, but do you really want to throw in kids with no senior head and just leave them to get hung out to dry, which is likely to happen if they were our first choice centre half pairing? I don't think you would, man. So I can't see that happening anytime soon, especially when Wenger considers Monreal as a centre half and he's ahead of them. And you see Mertesacker getting on the bench more often than not ahead of them. It's changing slightly. Chambers was the centre half on the bench in our last Premier League game. But yeah, man, hopefully that answers your question. You've got a lot of questions, man. Shout out to you. What was your game of the year? My game was the Barca 6-1 versus PSG. Well, that was probably mine. I can't really give you a specific one, but Juventus, whenever it was that Alves scored in the Champions League, I enjoyed watching Juventus this year, PSG this year, especially in Europe. The same can be said for Monaco last season. There were quite a lot of games, man. I enjoyed watching Lyon this season, 2017-18. So I really got a specific game. If you were to press me and ask me for a specific game, I'd probably say Arsenal versus Spurs, because we ain't beat them for a while. The City game at Wembley, or the Chelsea game at Wembley, to be honest, because last year that was our only joy or only good things we can find, to be honest with you. Hopefully that answers your question. Does Arsenal need to change their sponsors to compete more and make money? Well, I wouldn't say of course, but naturally, as you see United and Chelsea and these sort of sides making movements in regards to their commercial output and their commercial earnings, you'd like to see us constantly challenge our existing deals and sponsorships and try and naturally get the best one we possibly could. So you could say that, bro, but I only know football. I don't know about net spend and finances and all of these things. Yeah, man, I don't know, bro. So yeah. You've got another question. Finally, pineapples on your pizza or not? Nah, what kind of devil stuff is that, man? Nah, man, you're scary, bro. You're more. Hey, that is scary. I can't trust you, man. Pineapple on pizza. You're only a sick individual who do that. I'm very scared of anyone that puts pineapple on pizza, man. Nah, not on it at all, man. I like margarita, to be honest with you. I used to like pepperoni, but that was years ago. But if it's not margarita or chicken or barbecue base on top of that, I'm not trying to hear it, bro. But yeah. Next question, RP145 asks, is 145, I don't know how you pronounce your name, apologies, says, I think he commented this on one of my streaming videos, and pardon my language, F these massive corporations. By the way, why do clubs not just cut out the middleman and stream their own matches on their own website? Is it to do with TV rights? I'm not that clued up on the matter, bro, but that's a good suggestion, and maybe that's an earmark for the future. I mean, logically, you would think that it would be great for fans. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, I hate 3 o'clock kickoffs of streaming games. The luxury of knowing that I can always watch my 38 Premier League games with Arsenal on their website would be great. And I'm sure Chelsea, Arsenal, United, Leicester, any other fan would say the same, but I do believe when you're part of the Premier League, technically the Premier League owns your right. Like, you own your own image rights, but you have to comply with them or something like that. So I do believe it's actually the Premier League that controls that. And if they want to relinquish that, I don't know if a club has to pay a fee or what. And I'm not that clued up. But it is a good suggestion in principle. I don't think it's possible though, bro. So yeah. Igal Ibrahim asks is, oh, you got another question. Will Kelechi Nwaki, I can never say his name properly. He's talking about the young Nigerian player that we have that can't secure a work permit, but he's been on loan in Holland. Will he be worth waiting until he secures a work permit? What do you know about him? Well, we obviously found him when he was playing for Nigeria in an international tournament. I'm a big fan of him. I've got a lot of time for him, man. Hopefully he gets a work permit. He's technically very good. I don't know where he's going to end up long term positional wise, but he's very positive. He can take a man on. He's skillful. He's got an eye for a pass. I got a lot of time for him, man. And he's one of our best prospects. But if he can't get a work permit, we've seen this before with the likes of Galindo, Wellington Silva. We've seen this before when a man can't get Pedro Buffalo. When a man can't get a work permit, you're just on these mad loans. And yeah. Red Lacazette 9 asks his thoughts on Delight and Upamecano. Do you think Spen will recommend them to Wenger? He's obviously talking about Ministat, the guy we've just signed in regards to the scouting. You know my thoughts, man. I'm a big Upamecano fan. I can never say his name, but I'm a big fan of him. You've seen my videos. Delight, I've been gassing it and saying him the same. Big fan of him, man. I mean, one's a physical beast, one's a physical monster with all the technical ability to match. Delight 17, 18, he's still developing, but he's very much an old head on young shoulders. He's very composed. He makes a lot of mistakes that show his age, but he's mature beyond his age. And I really think the likes of Barca and these big sides will be going for him, and he's going to be a world-class centre-half, in my opinion, man. He's very much an old-school centre-half meets new, man. So, yeah. I really do think he could be like Ronald Koeman, to be honest with you. Those who know, go and look, man. Ronald Koeman's a defender, but you see him gliding past and doing certain things like that. Man, he's messed. He's messed. Honestly, he's messed. And hopefully, I mean, you don't even have to, really and truly, do you have to recommend them players? Like, surely, Wenger, I know I'm asking a lot of Arsenal and our management, but surely we've got to know who that player is and that he wouldn't be half bad signing for us. But hopefully he does, bro, to answer your question. But next question, Ryan asks is, do you think bragging about possession stats is like bragging about almost having a girl that you met at a club? You could say that. It all depends. I mean, if we batter a team and we dominate possession, possession's just an added bonus. Like you saw with United, we dominated possession, we had more chances, we had all of these things, but they walked away with the 3 points. Possession is pointless. I love possession, but I think it's overrated by that same logic, because it depends what you do with it. As an Arsenal fan, how much time have we seen 80% possession, 10 shots, but the other teams had near enough no possession, no shots, but they have the most important thing, which is a goal ahead of us and 3 points. So you are right on that one. Rax 17 asks his thoughts on Joe Willock improving physically recently. I'm a very big fan. He does need to improve in that aspect. He does relish a physical battle, but he's improving a lot in that aspect, and he's going to only develop more, man. Very impressed with what I saw from him in our recent World Cup showing against the Hammers, and I hope he keeps going, man. He has a chance of making it here. I know there's a lot of bodies and we can't get excited, but yeah, man. Is Maitland-Niles banging on the door for you? Yeah, he is, man. You see, he looks like he might play against Liverpool on Friday. You've seen him play against West Ham, putting a good showing. He's been a mainstay in the Europa League and the cup competitions. Wenger says he can play midfield, which we know he can. Right back, left back, DM, he's putting pressure on them 3 positions. So I've got a lot of time for him. He's banging on the door. He travels with the squad a lot for the last season and this season included. That's been the case. So he is banging on the door. And last question from you is it time for Chambers to start in the league? You could say that based on his game in the Carling Cup. I mean, him and Holding are supposed to be our future, so I can't understand why they're not getting games. Chambers, if you're not going to play him, I know he's had some injury problems, but if you're not going to play him, January's right there. Loan him out, let him get some more game time and confidence and things like that. Based on the Hammers game, you could say yes, because Monreal, while he has been good this season, he's also done some shockers this season and kept his place. And these men, like I just said, have a future here, so why not play them? So hopefully that answers your questions. Alex Alert asks, if you were the owner of Arsenal, what would you do to persuade Ozil and Alexis Sanchez to sign new contracts? Well, if I was the owner of them, I'd like to think they'd sign a new deal. I mean, there's not much you could do. If you're asking me in this situation, if what's happened, I've literally just taken over the club from Kroenke, and exactly what has happened with Alexis and Ozil stands. I'd say the first thing I could say is, I mean, all you can do is offer them competitiveness. Firstly, you offer them very good financial rewarding and bonus contracts, because regardless, they're 28, 29 now. The quality of the contract is a big thing for them. So I'd offer them a good contract. Secondly, promise of proper reinforcements and a proper culture change at the club, and that's the most you could do, to be honest with you. And literally, that's all you can do is just offer them a very lucrative contract, maybe even more so than they couldn't get somewhere else. I know that's a stretch because we ain't got the biggest resources, but that, considering the 29, so probably overpay them on a slightly basis of that. offer him that we're going to sign new signings, and there's not much more you can say other than that, and a cultural shift. Hopefully that answers your question. Prince of Somalia asks, who would you replace Wenger with? Well, there's Sarri of Napoli, there's Jardim, there's, wild shouts of Dennis Bergkamp, Arteta, Thierry Henry. I go through this question so many times. If Pep Guardiola ever wants to leave City and come do this for Arsenal, then why not? But probably Jardim at this moment in time off the top of my head, but your guess is as good as mine, and I'll probably change that answer by the time I finish this. To be honest with you, I do like the Hoffenheim gaffer, but do I think if it's too early? Do I know if he's agreed to take over Bayern Munich like we see reports? Your guess is as good as mine, bro, man. But next question, anywho. Tariq Amazing asks, Mute Morel or Serge Palencia? Well, they're two very good fullbacks. Palencia is slightly older in 21, one's 17, one's 21, so I'd probably say he's probably better at this moment in time, but I do think Morel has more potential, to be honest. He's scarily good. I remember Munich, City, all of them clubs there were after him, and nobody made a move for him, and I can't understand why Barcelona not giving them guys chances there. But yeah, man, that's what I'll be saying, to be honest with you. So yeah, man, I don't think there's any more questions other than that. Guys, Deluded Gunnar, signing out, getting the questions. If I've missed you out, I apologise. Ask me some more questions. Sunday we go again. Thank you very much for watching, man. Guys, DG, I'm signing out.